person who abuses her position in government to meddle in democratic elections should be nowhere near public office.
That was Representative Marjorie Greene saying something that probably she'll want to take back later on. Okay, so now this was directed at USA Administrator Samantha Power, who, according to Marjorie Greene, is a globalist, left-wing activist who uses government positions to force the regime's views on the American people and the rest of the world. Okay, already hilarious and insane. But as with Greene, it only gets crazier as we go on. In fact, Greene is going to list off some of Power's alleged misdeeds.
Also, under Samantha Power, USAID has installed diversity, equity, and inclusion advisors in all bureaus, offices, and overseas missions, and created an agency-wide dashboard and DEI scorecards to track staff compliance with the administration's DEI directives. Power met with George Soros' Open Society Foundation multiple times. She also met with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation at least 5 times. She also held meetings with several other powerful groups like the Ford and Rockefeller Foundations. Power's intimate association with these entities exemplifies how the Biden administration, its officials, and agencies keep close contact with left-wing outside groups who help execute extreme policy initiatives. She made hundreds of requests to intelligence agencies to unmask names associated with the 2016 Trump campaign in order to support the Russia hoax narrative. For her activism, the Biden administration granted Samantha Power a permanent seat on the National Security Council, a more prominent role than the USAID administrator she has had under previous administrations.
DEI. George Soros. The Russia hoax.
Oh, no!
Okay. Now, what's funny is she talks about election interference, right? Anybody who uses their power to try to interfere in democratic elections shouldn't be anywhere near power. Marge, that could apply to both you and the person that you support for president, former president and convicted felon Donald Trump. But of course, she doesn't mean him or her. Oh, no. I mean, she voted against the certification of the election, and of course it helped and continues to help to spread the lie that 2020 was stolen by Joe Biden or something like that. Again, none of it's true. No evidence to that effect. But of course, when it comes to Republicans,
Just forget about the evidence.
of course. Yes. Just forget about the evidence. But anyway, now speaking of, and what she was talking about with the Russian narrative, right? Russian bots and trolls actually did do a social media messaging campaign to sway public opinion in the 2016 election, to try to take votes, or not take votes, not actually steal the votes, but actually to influence people to not vote for Hillary Clinton and to vote for Donald Trump. So this was interference, and they were, again, using bots and troll farms in order to do that. Now, I don't think it was successful. Now, you might be like, well, wait a minute, Donald Trump won in 2016. How is that not successful? In my view, Hillary Clinton's campaign actually died a death of 1,000 cuts. Many of them happen to be, in my view, self-inflicted. Let's be honest. I mean, you had the Pied Piper strategy for the Democrats, trying to prop up Donald Trump because they thought that he would be easier to defeat. Wrong. Now, she also didn't campaign very hard in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. And she, of course, claims, oh, of course I did. Yes, I campaigned greatly there. And the real reason, the real problem was James Comey and the emails. Ah, yes, butter emails. No, in reality, did that have some effect? Yes. Did the bot farms and troll farms have some effect? Yes, they did. A lot of that stuff, okay, there was basically a perfect storm to go along with this. Her super predators comments, her Donald Trump running as a fake populist while she ran as like super establishment, and then of course you had sexism. All that stuff congealed into what happened in 2016 which was a Donald Trump victory. So that said, getting back to Marjorie Greene, she thinks the real interference was Donald Trump's looking into Trump's team's ties with the Russian government. That's the real election interference right there, and not at all, what Trump did in 2020, which was the fake elector plot, and as well as January 6th. Okay, yes. It is kind of ironic that a woman who voted against certifying the results of the 2020 election, and again supported Trump's incorrect, false claims that the election was rigged, would have anything to say about meddling in elections. But there it is. There is just absolutely no self-awareness at all on the part of Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's just unhinged conspiracy theories and buzzwords like DEI, which to them just means black. Okay, if anything, the Biden administration has ignored the left on a lot of issues. I mean, Israel-Gaza, for example. Joe Biden is very pro-Israel. You can't argue that you can't argue with facts that Joe Biden is anti-Israel. I mean, we continue sending them money for weapons and almost everything that they want. I mean, come on. Then you also had, of course, universal health care. Joe Biden's like, I'd veto Medicare for all. Universal health care, still don't have it. He's promoted very draconian immigration measures that under Trump, liberals are out there protesting. Okay, those border measures have cut border crossings by around 40%. Okay, those figures were announced on Wednesday by the Department of Homeland Security. It showed that the Border Patrol's average daily arrests over a 7-day period have fallen below 2,400, down more than 40% from before Biden's proclamation took effect on June 5th. So that is the massive draconian measures to reduce the numbers of asylum seekers. Now, there is a bright spot, of course, for progressives in Biden's administration, and that is the Labor Department, which has actually been pretty good for the most part. And there's been, some other things, some, environmental, legislation, things like that. There's a lot. There's some good, also a lot of bad. Let's be honest. The idea, though, that Biden is pushing this extreme left-wing agenda, as Marjorie Greene claims, is ridiculous. No, Biden is pushing a rather centrist agenda. And let's be honest. And that, by the way, frustrates a lot of us on the left. Okay, which is why some of them are as likely to chant, to join in a chant of F Joe Biden along with Republicans, but for obviously different reasons. And in my opinion, a lot of those reasons, the aforementioned, draconian immigration stuff, are fairly good reasons, fairly legitimate reasons, as opposed to the right wing, who just makes up reasons. And that right there really is the difference. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.